We are ready to start. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have Geula here from Milan. I'm so excited to have Elia conducting us, and we can now start this live. I want to start. Firstly, I showed our viewers, Geula, the view we have in the back, because I'm in Jerusalem, you're in Milan, okay? And I really hope soon we can all be here together in Jerusalem. I'm going to start by putting tzedakah. I learned this from the singer Avram Fried, that every time before his performance, he puts tzedakah, as told by the Lubavitch Rebbe. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And it will bring me luck. Okay, let me introduce. I don't know if everybody knows me here or whoever knows Geula. I am still overwhelmed by the power of social media and what it has done, especially now in these times where we are confined to our homes. I've seen artists, singers, professors, rabbis entering our homes with spilling their talents, either by singing, by giving lectures, so I couldn't resist. I wanted to enter your home and make some noise. When a channel like Netflix makes a series called Unorthodox, which is viewed by millions of viewers, I, as an Orthodox woman, feel the need to say what I feel. Let me just say a few points before we start all this. I have nothing against the author of the book, who is the main character in the movie. I feel her pain. We feel her pain. I feel she's an unfortunate woman who had an unhappy story. But I believe a story like this could happen in any environment, non-religious, non-Jewish. I feel that by making such a story or such a series and bringing down a whole community is unfair. I'm not Satmar. I'm not defending Satmar. I don't share the views of Satmar. Satmar did not respond still. But I believe that if this would happen, for example, with Chabad, it would be trouble. I also believe that if you decide to make a series like this, make it correct. I wrote on the Jerusalem Post my review this weekend, and I got a lot of letters with me, against me. I hear them all. I don't think everybody should think the way I think. Absolutely not. But a viewer wrote to me, how could you put down a series that so much money and time has been invested in? And I said, you're right. I know what it takes to make such a series and the money invested. I don't think I have the power to influence so many viewers not to see this production. But exactly what I'm saying is, if you already do something, do it correct. There is mistakes. There is halachic mistakes that are not the way Orthodox people live. There are scenes that are made for Hollywood. That's not reality. So I believe that to make clarity in all this, so many discussions have started and have come out. What we need is knowledge. You're not going to get it from me. Don't worry. I see all your faces laughing. It's okay. That's why I have Geula here. Geula is going to bring her knowledge. Now let me introduce you to Geula. Geula Canarutto Nemni is from Italy, Milan, where I was born and raised. She has fought her way up to be what she has become today. She has gone through university, got a degree while she was married and having children. And she has pursued an academic career. She's a professor in university. She is the author of the book we have seen before, the cover, and The Orthodox Key. She's a speaker. She's a mother of 7 children, Kanai, and she's a grandmother of 6. And she's only 48. So only. So I just want to say that with Geula, we're going to face 3 main keys here. happiness, women, and intimacy. Geula.
And freedom.
Freedom.
I'm like a teacher. I'm freedom. First of all, I want to tell you that I don't see all your feedbacks because I had to turn off Facebook, so I'm just only on Zoom. Otherwise, I hear my voice double. And if I hear Hadassah saying twice the same things, it makes me richer. But hearing myself twice is horrible. It's enough to hear myself once. Si vede?
Yes.
Okay. I go on. I'm really, really not technical and not high-tech. So first of all, thank you for everyone for being here. And this is the magic of like high-tech. We can be all together from all around the world and sit comfortable on our chairs and no one can see our skirts. This is very important.
Or pajama.
Yeah. We are very elegant from in the bottom part. So we chose to be here tonight only because we said we want to give a different perspective on all these discussions. We will not teach tonight why you have to cover yourself, your hair, or not cover. These is things that you can find elsewhere, and I think in many discussions that were already on Facebook or on live, so we don't need to discuss this. We want to understand why we are what we are. So I know that Hadassah talked for long, and I didn't hear her because I was trying to understand what is my place in this world. So I don't know if Hadassah already introduced herself. She already told you that she's a mad woman, or
No, I didn't.
Okay, that she's the most creative woman in the world, and that she was like, being an actress already when she was like 3 years old or something like this. She was driving mad all her teachers because she was very creative and she didn't like sitting down on a chair because she had to create her own reality in every instant again and again and again. So me and her, it's like two opposites coming together because I'm exactly the opposite. I can sit hours and hours to study. Ada, I think we should start and enter inside, in the core of our life.
Elia, you can put the picture number 1. Thank you so much. Let's talk about happiness. Now, I just want to say one thing before Geula is going to analyze this picture. We see Esti throwing her horrible, if I may say, wig. I've never seen such a wig in the past 30 years in the sea. So you see this little mop floating. Now she's happy. What is happiness? I think that when I was really happy is when I realized that I can be what I want to be and fulfill myself by not giving up either my religion or being married or having children, but by getting it all together. Not only realizing that religion is an asset, it's going to help me. When I wanted to be a film director and learn about it, the people who were against me were the non-religious who were telling me, you cannot do this because you are religious. And when I directed my first music clip, it was with superstar Yaakov Shweki, who is an Orthodox man who sends his kids to Lakewood Yeshiva, which is not far from Williamsburg, and accepted to be directed by a woman, which is incredible, and listened. And I directed an all-male team. And I was nursing my fourth child in the car through nights when we were filming through the night. I never thought that I had to give up my religion to do that. And when I came to Israel and I saw that the main anchor woman giving the news on TV is a woman who wears a wig, Sivan Rav Meir. So Geu, Please explain to us what's happiness.
First of all, happiness is not that something that you have to be. Let's say like this. So you don't need to be Wonder Woman, like Adassa described herself now, to be happy. You can be a very simple woman and to be happy anyway. I looked for the definitions of happiness, and it's a very hard task because I think that every human being in the world thinks that happiness is something else. I went back to history and I tried to understand what Aristotle was saying about being happy. And he was saying that the happy life is the good life. That is life in which a person fulfills human nature in an excellent way. It means that you should fulfill your human nature. Then we have to come back to the modern life, to the modern times. And we can see what Daniel Kahneman, who was like a real expert on happiness, says. And he says that, that happiness is what I experience here and now. I want to remind you that Aristotle took a lot from the Jewish philosophy, and Daniel Kahneman is a Jewish person and Jewish professor. So their thought is about how can I be happy? And the answer that we try to give tonight, because there is no certain answers, and as good Jews, we can throw you some answers, but there are millions of different answers, like in the Talmud. So we are trying to give you only our very small point of view. It's like that what you experience here and now is your happiness. We just studied this Shabbat in the Pirkei Avot, what says Ben Zoma. Ben Zoma says, "Ezeu ashir hasameach bechelko." Who is rich? The one who is happy with his portion. So this is like very strange. Why Ben Zoma doesn't say who is rich, the one who is rich, who is happy with his money or with what he owns? Like chelko is something very special. Chelko, it means his share, his lot. So what does it mean? It means that when you are happy, for the Jewish philosophy, you are happy when you're rich, when you are happy with the share that you have in this world. It means that you have a part as a creature of God that was destined only to you. You inherited something that was meant only for you. You have your fingertips and you have everything that is special and it's you, yourself. So who is rich? Whoever is happy of what he is. So this is like one of the first tips that we would like to share with you. So that happiness is not like all around the world, but is here inside yourself. And so especially for us, I was thinking all these weeks when we prepared these, like, what does it mean to be a Jew? What does it mean? It means that like we have two souls, and with these two souls, we should be happy. So it means that we don't share like all the rest of the world, only one soul, but we have a special part that is part of God. And this part of God is like our part that reminds us that we are really special for God, because God wanted to put a part of himself inside of every Jew. Does it mean that we are superior? No. Does it mean that we are different? Yes. We are different from the rest of the world. We're not superior, we are different. It means that our task is different because God decided that he wanted us to bring around his message, that it is a very hard task. Sometimes it is easier like to be like all around the world. It's easier to be like everyone else. And in this way, we are not like everyone else. We are different. So it means that in our status, we can find our happiness. And every one of us can give something special that no one else can give to his world. No one else can be Hadassah if not Hadassah. No one else can be Geula if not Geula. And there is a special thing that Zusha of Anipoli says that after 120 years, they will not ask Rabbi Zusha, why weren't you Moshe Rabbeinu? But they will ask him, Zusha, why weren't you Zusha? So it means, why didn't you bring to act? Why didn't you use all the potentials that were given to you? So since now we are like discussing or taking Unorthodox as a starting point to think about our own lives, this poor Esti is not happy of what she has in her life. And sometimes happiness is not leaving everything and go around to look for something else, but is to look inside yourself and find out who you really are. There is a wonderful story about Rabbi Mendel Futterfass. Rabbi Mendel Futterfass, he was a Hasid who was sent in prison. And during his years there, he learned many things that then he told us. And one of the stories that he tells about his prison mates who used to play cards games after 5 o'clock when they were sent back to their cell. And these games were really, really forbidden. So once his mates were really shouting and they were playing with a very, very, chayut. And then the soldiers came inside the cell and said, now we will find these cards and we'll take these cards from you. And the soldiers looked for these cards, and they could not find these cards. The next day, the same happens. And as the soldier goes away, they start again playing cards. So Rabbi Mendel Futterfass was very curious, and he asked his cellmates, but tell me, where do you hide these cards? There are not so many places here in the cell. They say, you have to swear that you don't tell anyone what is like our secret. We hide these cards in the soldier's pocket. So he will look for these cards everywhere, but not on himself. And Rabbi Mendel Futterfass says, this is life. We always look for something better there outside, and we do not look at what we have. So when a person is not happy of what he has, it means that he's not rich. And when a Jew is not happy of what he had, it means that he's saying to God, listen, God, I think you made the wrong decision. You chose me as a Jew, but I don't think like I'm fit for this. Can you please change my position in the world? And it's a little bit hard to say to God, God, you did a mistake. So maybe it's us who didn't understand what it means to be a Jew, what it means to be ourselves in this world. So let's look at ourselves and let's find this potential, enormous potential that God put in ourselves. And the first potential that we have as Jews is to be a Jew. Like we were appointed by God as his emissaries in this world. He decided, you have to represent me. So if he chose us, we cannot go to him and tell him, listen, I'm resigning. Can you give me another job? No, we cannot. It means that we can do it. So we have to look for these cards in our own pockets. And Viktor Frankl, who was like a survivor in the concentration camps, he says, for success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue. And it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself, or as the byproduct of one's surrender to a person other than oneself. Viktor Frankl says happiness must happen, and the same holds for success. You have to let it happen by not caring about it. So it means that we have to look for happiness because as human beings, every human being looks for happiness. But if we go around and look for it, we will never find it. Where, he says, where is this happiness? When we give up a piece of ourselves and we say, okay, I have something to do in the world. It's not everything about me. It's something about others. It's something about all the world that is around me. And this is happiness. Happiness will come when we give, not when we take. This is the secret of that says Viktor Frankl. And Daniel Kahneman says, happiness is what I experience here and now. So I have to think what I'm now. I'm a Jew. And if God created me as a Jew, it means that I have to be happy. I can be happy with what I have. I don't have to go and look around for many things. I have many things, but maybe I don't know about them. I didn't study about them. No one told me how great I am. So like this is our first task because, you know, as a teacher, I always give assignments. So this first assignment is go and look inside your pockets and look for the secret of your happiness, that is to be what you are. Don't look around. And there is a very, very nice story that says, I will tell you, that says Daniel Kahneman. He says that there was this research, and this research said that people are happy when they have some steady points. It means you're happy not when you can choose whatever you want, and you are happy when you have something that declares, okay, here you are. This is your starting point. Go ahead, and this is the right direction, okay? So he said, in that moment, after 10 years of research, when I found out that this is one of the things that makes people happy, I went to propose to my girlfriend. Because having a girlfriend is like, you can say goodbye every morning again. You can choose, okay, let's break. But when you get married, you have already something that is very strong and is steady. And it's harder, but it makes you much, much happier. So one of the things is like, start and look inside yourself and start and look for the things that you know that are for sure your starting points. Don't go around. And for us Jews who were created like this, the starting points are being Jews. I just want to tell you another thing that is about fish. You know what fish do? Fish swim in a very strange way. They swim against the flow when they're alive, and they swim with the flow when they're dead. So this is exactly, we say many times, Jews are compared to fish, to water, and we cannot, like fish who cannot survive without water, we as Jews, we cannot survive without Torah. And what is like life, when a Jew is really alive, when he doesn't conform, when he doesn't go with all the stream, when he doesn't follow all the waves, but when he stops and he says, no, just a moment. I have to think with my own head, with the head that was given like 3,300 years ago. It's like many years ago on Sinai, but it is always the same head. I have to reason with the Jewish head. So if all the world goes there, if all the world finds like fun in going to a disco, that's after we will talk about it, I will not go there. I can find happiness in something else, because real happiness is not what is there around, but is what we have inside. So this is like the first thing that we can learn from this unorthodox, because as the Rebbe says, from everything that is not positive, let's say, we can always bring out something positive. So it gives us a lot of material to think about, okay, now that all the world says these poor Jews, we have to look inside ourselves and say, we are happy to be Jews. Hada, what do you think about it?
So basically, she's not going to find happiness without the wig. She's not going to find happiness in that hunk of the German man boy that she meets. She has to find happiness within herself.
She could, but she ran away. We don't know if she's happy now, but we say that in life, when you're not happy, the first human reaction is to leave everything and to try to start something new. But if we always do like this, we will never accomplish something until the end. So one of our tasks as human beings is to look at what we have and to try to see. Then this doesn't mean that you have to be forever with a man that you don't love, and you don't, like, if you don't get along, you don't get along. There is divorce in Judaism. But try. You have to try. This is very important.
I love this.